There should have been lookouts on watch on the port, starboard and stern of the destroyer Fitzgerald, sailors scanning the horizon with binoculars and reporting by headsets to the destroyer's bridge. At 1:30 a.m. Saturday, June 17, off the coast of Japan south of Tokyo, they could hardly have failed to see the 730-foot freighter ACX Crystal, stacked with more than 1,000 containers, as it closed in. Radar officers working on the bridge and in the Combat Information Center below it should have spotted the freighter's image on their screens, drawing steadily closer. And under standard protocol, the Fitzgerald's captain, Commander Bryce Benson, should have been awakened and summoned to the bridge to ensure a safe passage long before the ships could come near each other. But none of that happened. The Fitzgerald's routine cruise in good weather through familiar, if crowded, seas ended in the most lethal Navy accident in years. 7 sailors died. As investigators try to figure out what many veteran seamen describe as an incomprehensible collision, they have plenty of mysteries to unravel. In addition to the questions for the destroyer's crew, there is the peculiar course of the Crystal after the accident, recorded by ship tracking websites. It raises the possibility that no one was awake, or at least aware of their surroundings, when the two ships hit. Rather than cut engines, assess the damage and look for ways to assist, the Crystal quickly resumed its former course, steaming toward Tokyo Harbor for a half-hour before suddenly executing a U-turn and returning to the crash site, as if the ship's crew had belatedly realized what had happened. "All I can say is," the sailor wrote to the New York Times, "somebody wasn't paying attention." On Friday, Rear Administration Brian Fort, a veteran warship commander, was ordered to lead the Navy's main investigation of the collision. The multiple investigations underway, 2 by the Navy, 1 by the U.S. Coast Guard, others by the Japanese Coast Guard and the Crystal's insurers, will probably provide answers. But even if the Crystal crew was asleep, Navy veterans say the far more maneuverable Fitzgerald will likely bear much of the blame. "This is the kind of thing the Navy is brutally honest about," said Brian McGrath, who commanded a destroyer in the Atlantic from 2004 to 2006. "To the extent that the Fitzgerald did anything wrong, we'll find out all about it, and there will be consequences." Crew members asleep. Even if the Crystal crew was asleep, Navy veterans say the far more maneuverable Fitzgerald will likely bear much of the blame. The two ships sit in ports a short drive apart on the coast south of Tokyo, the 9,000-ton, $1.5 billion Fitzgerald at Yokosuka Naval Base, its home port, and the 29,000-ton Crystal at Yokohama. Stephen Watkins, an information technology security consultant who writes for Jane's Intelligence on ship tracking, said the path of the Crystal, as posted from its automatic identification system, looks like an automated course. Instead of stopping, so the crew could investigate what had just happened, the ship corrected its course and kept accelerating toward Tokyo, he said. "It looks very much like the computer was driving," he said. But the fact that after more than 30 minutes, the Crystal reversed course and returned to the accident scene suggests the captain or crew took control of the ship from the autopilot, Watkins said. "It took them 55 minutes to get back to the spot of the collision, and that's when they called the Japanese Coast Guard," he said. Whether the investigations will confirm Watkins' informed speculation remains to be seen. But a number of Navy veterans who joined a lively online debate said that even the most distracted performance by the Crystal's crew could not justify or explain the Fitzgerald's failure to get out its way. The families of those who died aboard the Fitzgerald wait for anything that can explain their loss.